What you are listening to now is the Central Indiana Sports Report podcast number 330.2, our WNBA All-Star Weekend recap with John and KC Robertson, who spent Friday and Saturday at the festivities, and they're going to tell you all about it. Oh, there was a game too.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Welcome, WNBA and Fever fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report. I am your host, Greg Mengelt, here with John Robertson and his daughter, Casey, to review the WNBA All-Star Weekend. There's 2 seconds left in the game, and Collier's team is up 151-127 over Caitlin's team, and it was a stinker of an all-star game, John, but a great all-star weekend, right?
Yeah, the weekend itself was honestly a great time. There were so many great events that happened that we went to and experienced. I'm actually really sad that the game capped off the whole thing because I think they made 2 huge mistakes that are really going to leave a stain on the WNBA after the All-Star weekend because of how bad the game was. The game itself being non-competitive is one, and then I think making a political statement at the beginning when they took off their shooting shirts is going to be talked about in a negative way.
I didn't even see that. Tell me about it.
So they had their collective bargaining agreement. They met, the players union met and everything. And again, I don't want to talk like I don't think the players deserve more money. I do think the players deserve higher pay. But like, what's the one thing that people don't like about the WNBA? Like, what's a barrier to entry for a lot of fans is how political they get and how they make a. So the players came out and they took off their shooting shirts and they had black shirts with white print that said "Pay us what you owe us." Right, so they're using the All-Star game as a moment.
They're not owed anything.
Yeah, I didn't like the wording.
Yeah,
I didn't like using that stage as a moment, and I really do think it's going to cause fans to reflect poorly on the NBA. Even if you were winning over, like you had been winning over a lot of people, I think this is going to be a setback just because of that.
If it had said "Pay us what we're worth," I think that would be a whole different thing. But pay us what you owe us. Nobody's owed anything, particularly in basketball.
And that combined with the fact that the game really wasn't enjoyable to watch. I mean,
it was awful. Let's talk about the game for just a little while. I don't want to spend much time on the game, John.
Sure.
First of all, it might have been a whole different story if Caitlin had played. I assume it would have been. It would have been a whole different game. I think it probably would have been a fun game, but her not being in the game really hurt. And second, Napheesa Collier, it's her year.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Great. She's absolutely fantastic.
13 for 16, 3 for 4 from behind the three-point line, 9 rebounds.
And Caitlin wasn't the only one injured on her team. Asia asked for minutes restriction. There was a couple people that had said they didn't want to play every minute, but so like it wasn't just that. I don't think it really changes too much other than the fact that the pace may run differently. You might get some people actually playing defense on Caitlin if she's out there, but I think they just came out to have a good time, which is great for them. It's whatever, but as a fan, I didn't enjoy it. How did you feel about it, KC? You didn't seem like you were that interested in watching it, which is fine. I wasn't either.
Yeah. I was doing crafting in the corner.
Yeah, so that just, you're a fan of the WNBA, but you didn't feel compelled to watch the All-Star game because it wasn't that exciting to you.
Yeah.
A couple of positives real fast.
Sure.
Number one, the leading scorer for Team Clark was Kelsey Mitchell. That was good to see. 8 for 13, 3 for 7 from deep. The good news is Indianapolis put on a great event. It was a great crowd. One bad thing is that 4-point shot's got to go.
Yeah,
that made it really bad.
I think if Caitlin's in, that's kind of her signature thing, so she can play it up to the crowd. But
they took 40 of them, more than 40 of them.
Well, there was a social media thing. They were saying like however many her team made, she had to take that many shots later. But I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I heard something like that. All right, now let's talk about the weekend. Let's forget about the game. Let's talk about the weekend, because the national media is raving about the job that Indianapolis did. John, you were down there. You took a lot of photos, a lot of video. You even got your drone up a little bit and got a lot of footage of it. What an incredible job Indianapolis did. And this is why we invited Casey, because she was actually part of it. John and Casey, tell us about the weekend.
Sure. I'll kind of start the framework for you, and then Casey, you can tell us your favorite parts. Because we were there a lot. We had a long day yesterday. We went down for the WNBA Live, which is kind of like a convention. I mean, it was at the convention center, so imagine, like I was trying to explain before we went, it's like a car show type thing, except for it's exhibitors for WNBA stuff. They had player meet and greets, a lot of activations, really, really cool. We were worn out yesterday, right?
Yes.
And then today we got up really early, and Casey got to be part of the WNBA Community Bounce is what they called it. I thought that was a weird name. I called it the Dribbling Parade, and really cool event, really cool event.
That's what producer Susie called it.
Yeah, this is the Dribbling
Parade.
So we'll go let Casey tell you a little bit about what was your favorite part of WNBA Live yesterday?
My favorite part was probably all the little PR events, like the Ion fashion thing.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that was really cool.
I saw some video of that of you, right?
Yes.
So, describe that for people who may not have seen it.
So, you got in a line, and there was like a bunch of clothes and bags and accessories that you could put on while you were in the line. And there was little gems that you could put on your face. And then once you got to the tunnel walk, a camera guy told you kind of how to move. And then you walked down the tunnel, and then you got a tunnel walk video.
I thought that was a really cool activation, because, I mean, whether we like it or not, the WNBA is focusing on the runway walks and the fashion as part of their brand, right? Like, some people like it, some people don't like it. So Ion, who's hosting the games on Friday night, gave the kids an opportunity to do their own runway walk. That was really, really cool.
And like it or not, that's something that girls probably like doing more than boys.
Sure. I'm very much like, I don't care about it either way. Like, I'm indifferent, and I've heard strong opinions about it on both sides of the orange carpet. From, like, I think Michelle hates it, right? Like, I think Michelle hates it, but I've heard, like, KC likes it. I think you enjoy that part, right?
I do. Yeah. I like that people get to show their fashion taste.
Yeah, so, like, that's what I do think the WNBA has to do, these things to try and grow the audience. You're going to have to reach out to some non-traditional sports fans at some point. So that was cool.
And I got to say that most of them have looked quite nice. It's not a lot of jokey kind of fashion, and like you see a lot with the guys that just look hideous.
Yeah.
The women have looked, and Aaliyah Boston just looked amazing.
She really did. She always looks good. Sophie always pushes the boundaries, I would say, sometimes on the fashion.
True.
And there's a couple others, but that's their thing. That's their style. Let's talk about the starry 3-point shooting contest you got to witness yesterday, Casey. Why don't you tell us how that went?
You and Mother were playing against each other
in a 3-point contest.
For the starry 3-point contest, you were Team Lime, Mother was Team Lemon, and you made 1 point.
Not 3 point. I made one basket.
One basket.
Yeah. You didn't have to say that part. You just had to say I won. You just had to say
you won.
But I did win.
Way to go, John.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you.
That was really fun. We got there really early, and this is where I was a little nervous for Casey and her friend that went with us, because you had to be 18 to do the Starry contest. There was a fairly big crowd because Sophie was supposed to show up in a few minutes, and like they couldn't see anything because, you know, they're younger, so they're a little shorter. But so I was nervous they weren't going to have, like, everything was going to be boring and not fun. But then after that, it was a lot of fun. And we got to see Sophie, and Sophie held a dance contest.
Nice.
And that was cool.
You guys are lucky I wasn't there. I would have won that.
You would beat me for sure. I cannot dance. I actually was told yesterday that I am an embarrassing dad dancer, and I was like, I am well aware, and I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so am I, but you know what? I wouldn't have stopped. I would have kept going.
I didn't stop.
Okay, good. That you and I probably are on the same level then, John.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Just enthusiastic and just no rhythm.
Very much. We then got to go meet Natasha Howard. She
Nice.
was at a booth for La Crema wine. KC did not get to sample their products at all.
Why not?
No.
I did, but she got to meet Natasha Howard, who was really cool, right?
Yes.
Pretty tall. What was she, 6'5" or 6'3"?
Whoa.
I think she's 6'3".
Yeah,
Yeah, very tall.
very nice. While we were in line for that, my wife got in line for who?
Sabrina Ionescu.
Sabrina Ionescu. And you were pretty happy about that one, right?
Yes. I got my jersey signed.
One of the best 5 players in the league right now, at least the first half of the season for sure.
Yes. Sabrina's actually my favorite non-Fever player, so that was really exciting for me.
Me too.
She's worn Sabrina's shoes for basketball last year. She has 3 pairs of them, and she earned a custom pair this year because she got into the starting lineup last year. That was the reward. If she could earn a starting spot, she got custom Sabrinas for this season. So,
well, congratulations.
So that was a big deal for you meeting Sabrina. And that was one of the ones that we were trying pretty hard to meet. Lines were long. Lines were which is a good thing. Yep. Really, I mean, lines were long, so you pretty much had to get in line about an hour ahead of time for the person you wanted to be when you got on the schedule. So we got to see Kelsey next, Kelsey Mitchell. We got her signature, and we shopped a little bit and bought some stuff at the stores, and then that was pretty much the extent of it. But I mean, there's a lot of activations. There's a lot of game things that involve shooting basketballs. And did I miss anything, or was that pretty much it?
That was pretty much it. I think you got the best score at the State Farm Assist Challenge. But...
I did.
Congratulations.
So they were giving out prizes. Well, it wasn't really that hard. The basket was at least 5 times the size of an actual hoop because there was like the State Farm Assist. They're assisting you. So like, I hit a 6-pointer or what. It was silly. It was a lot of stuff. You got a lot of swag like you do at business stuff. There was shops. We bought a couple of things. The other thing that I really want to talk about as far as yesterday is we went around and we just looked at all the signage that was all over the city. And Indy did it big, right? Like Indy had the JW Marriott was all Caitlin Clark. It was massive, but there was something for everybody all over the place. It was pretty cool to see that. Angel Reese did have a sign for her new shoe, and it was on a brick building, which I thought was appropriate.
Yeah, burn. And that is the truth, too. She can put up some bricks, can she not?
Oh, man. It was...
I've professed my love for Angel Reese on this podcast. But she can put up some bricks.
It's fine. We'd offered to buy her... The friend that went with KC, we offered to get her friend's little sister an Angel Reese jersey, but she didn't want it. She said, get us something. I'll get you an Angel Reese jersey. And she's like, no, absolutely not.
Wow. A lot of Angel Reese bashing here. Casey, you also did a clinic with Lexi Hull recently, right?
Yes, I did. It was really fun. I got to be with a Fever coach, not like Stephanie White, but one of the people that
one
helped
of the assistant
out.
Coaches.
Yes, and we went through a bunch of stations and worked on some fundamentals, and it was really fun. And we got to just a bunch of kids. Lexi was in front of us. It was really fun.
What percentage of the Fever team have you met now?
I
got high fives from most of them at the one game.
Well, that's right.
So if you count that, you've probably hit at least, I would say, 40%.
Yeah.
Probably. Tell them about when your shopping trip to Athleta on Thursday.
Yes.
Just because I know Greg's an older white guy like me, that he may not know what Athleta is. It's a high-end brand of female athleisure wear. So it's like, sportswear, but like high-quality sportswear.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
Yes. On Thursday morning, we went to the Keystone Mall, and Lexi was at the Athleta store there, and we went shopping with Lexi. We got to actually have a full-on conversation with her, and I ended up on one of Lexi's Instagram posts, so that was fun. And I got a signed hat for Athleta.
Yeah. So that
was...
I thought that was a cool event because no
kidding.
of all the stuff that we've done, usually it's you get to say hi, thanks, and whatever, and move on. It's not like Lexi had scheduled it so she would take like groups of 3 to 5 and like actually walk around with the store with them for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then
great idea.
It was awesome. So like Casey's a huge fan of that brand now, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
So
the clothes are so nice.
Right, but I mean, you would never have gone there if it hadn't been for Lexi. So I really do think there are marketing opportunities for these girls. That was the last couple of days, and then this morning was the parade, the dribble parade. I'll let her tell you about that, because I was going around with my camera. And
I have a question first.
Sure.
How far was it?
The parade.
You want to tell them? Do you know how far it was?
I don't know.
It was.
How long were you doing it?
How long were you doing it? This is a funny story, actually, because
just dribbling for like 2 minutes.
She shot out of there like a cannon. Like lots of people are just kind of dribbling and like casually walking and enjoying the walk. She was at the front of the line and just bam, gone. And like me and my wife were just like, well, I'm not going to run that pace, so we'll catch up to her when we catch up to her.
What made you do that?
Everyone else was running, and I couldn't see behind me, so I thought that was what you were supposed to do.
Well, just for the record, it wasn't everyone else. It was like the 5 or 6 boys around her.
I did see there were a bunch going fast at the beginning.
Yeah, there was 5 or 6.
Whoa, slow down!
5 or 6
I did not
boys
see that you were part of it, Casey.
Oh yeah, she was. It was from the American Legion Park. Mall park there near the library to the circle. So I would say maybe half a mile. I mean, it's probably about 4 or 5 of Indianapolis city blocks. So I don't know how much that equates to.
Pretty long dribble, though. That's a pretty long way to dribble.
And she was just like, bam, gone. Yeah, it was. Colts cheerleaders were there. Freddie Fever was there. All the mascots were there.
Blue was there.
Blue was there along the route. There was people cheering for him like it was a marathon along the side route, and she was done so quick that she probably didn't even hear him. But it was all. But you had a good time, right?
Oh yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah. And then at the circle, they had a lot of activations too. They were giving out free headbands and lanyards, and there was basketball shooting things. They had courts set up for people to play on. There was a lot of stuff too. Indy did such a good job of just making the city feel like it was all WNBA All-Star all weekend. So even if you came down there with no tickets to any event, no tickets for anything at all, you could find something to do and be involved for free.
And if you didn't have to sit through the game, all the better.
Yeah, we almost got tickets for the 3-point and the skills challenge last night. We were really close because the tickets had gotten down to around like $10 to $20, and we were gonna do it, but we didn't because we were just so tired.
Right, and you had to get up in the morning.
Right, and I think that would have been a better value than spending $120 on the game tonight. Right, like we almost went to the game tonight, but last minute it was like I don't want to go, so we didn't get tickets. And after watching it, I'm like, I'm so glad that I didn't waste that money. And I hate to say that because I love the WNBA.
Of course you do. And I like watching the Fever play, but I did not enjoy this at all.
I do. Let's talk real quick about the skills challenge. I have a bone to pick with the skills challenge too. I really do. And it's with the NBA and the WNBA. I don't like the rules of the skills challenge. I think that if because on the 3-point shot, all of them, if you just miss 3 of them, you get to move on. You don't have to make it, right? With no penalty. So why wouldn't you just chuck up 3 threes real quick and then just...
You miss 3 in a row, you're eliminated. That should be what it is.
Sure.
No pro basketball player should miss 3 in a row.
I think. Well, so the girl that won, Natasha Cloud, who you like, and
right.
I mean,
can't shoot.
She ends up beating Erica Wheeler. I kept saying Williams, and I knew because I just call her E-Dub. But Erica Wheeler missed it by 1.9 seconds or whatever, but she made one for all of her shots.
Erica Wheeler is the winner in our mind.
Agreed. I absolutely agree. But I have beef with the NBA does the same thing, and I hate it about the NBA too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think
no doubt about it. That's a bad rule. And Erica Wheeler, you are the Central Indiana Sports Report Skills Challenge champion.
Absolutely. How about seeing Lexi get to play in the oh, good.
And just in general, a champion in our minds.
I love Erica Wheeler. I absolutely love her.
She's such nobody doesn't love her.
If you don't like her now, read Christine Brennan's book, and you'll love her because there's a great conversation about her in there.
Can't wait to read it.
Moving on from that, who we love, Lexi Hall participated in the 3-point challenge and had a slow start. I think after listening to her interview, she was nervous a little bit just because there was a lot more to it than she knew about. Like she had to decide, like a fill out a thing, like do you want your rack on the right side or the left side, and which rack do you want to be your rack full of money balls and all. So I think it kind of got in her head, and you could see that she started really shaky, but by the end she was making almost all of them from her rack. Her money ball rack was her last rack on the corner 3, and she hit 4 out of 5, which kept her in the game. Loved that they had Caitlin. I loved that Lexi was representing Indianapolis. Obviously, she's my favorite player, so I was happy to see her participate. I love that Caitlin put in that call, even though it's not official that she put in that call. I think she said, put Lexi in my spot.
She should be something this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. She's grown into be a fan favorite. Like there were a lot of Lexi jerseys around Indianapolis this weekend. So, any comments about the 3-point or skills challenge we watched last night?
That Sabrina won.
You would. Yeah, you would. I like Sabrina. I do too. Do you know what Sabrina's doing with her money? Did you hear that story?
The $50,000 Sabrina won. She's giving half of it to Sonia Citron, because she was the rookie that decided to be brave enough to join the 3-point challenge.
How nice.
She said Sonia was so nervous and worried about it, and Sabrina thought that was really proud of her for participating as a rookie. So she said she was going to give her half of the winnings. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
It's awfully nice, and that's why she's everybody's favorite.
So just to sum up, we had a really great time all weekend. I hope that the whole thing's not marred by the game. I have the feeling the news will be talking about those two aspects of the game. But the weekend for Indianapolis was spectacular, and as fans, we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and let me put one more positive spin on the game. It was at least better than the NBA All-Star Game, which is just an abomination of a game.
Yeah, I think
it's been for a decade now.
For sure. I think both leagues have a lot of room for opportunity for improvement on All-Stars games. Weekend activations, spectacular. Game could use some work.
Yeah, also the halftime show.
I didn't watch it.
Could use some work.
I was playing Donkey Kong.
And, of course, that was perfectly said by John. Whether you love the WNBA or not, you got to admit that game was a stinker. But anyway, great weekend. Great job by Indianapolis putting on a great show as always. And thanks so much to John and Casey for recounting their weekend and the great time that they had. And thank you for listening. Please do us a favor and share this podcast with the WNBA and Fever fans in your life. And producer Susie just reminded me to ask you to please like, subscribe, and follow. All of them, not just some of them. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.